Hi, I'm Lisa Sabaniak from Life Like You Mean It. And today we're going to be talking about using the new moon so that we can bring in what we want and need in order to heal our solar plexus chakra. And that involves new habits. So this video is in three parts. First, we're going to look at what it takes to create a new habit. Part two, we are going to look at using a very specific mantra to help us in creating a new habit. And in part three, we're going to be looking at creating a new habit that involves you befriending your inner critic. So let's get started. Before we get into part one, I just want to stop right here. And if you haven't seen the video just before this one on doing the shadow work for the solar plexus chakra, then click on this card up here and go and watch that. The link is also in the description below, because that's going to help you to figure out where anger and fear and other signs of your solar plexus chakra being out of balance are playing up for you and how you are ready to release those kinds of habits, and then walks you through that releasing process so that you are ready now to bring in something new, which is our new habits. So, part one of our video today is about creating new habits. Now, when I say that, the fear and the anxiety and the anger and the things like that that are showing up as possible imbalances of the solar plexus chakra are habits, what I'm really talking about is the habit that we have created on how we talk to ourselves, how we perceive ourselves, how we perceive what's happening around us, and how we interact with that world, how we perhaps maybe judge ourselves against others, perhaps how we judge others against others or against ourselves, right? That these types of behaviors really all started happening because they were a way for us to meet a need. And once we felt like that was successful and we did get a need met by doing something like that, we started doing it again and again and again and again. And it just became a habit. So, in our previous video, we were looking at getting ready to decide what types of habits like that we are ready to release, and then going ahead and letting them go. And so, in today's video, we want to talk about replacing those habits. We want to create better habits that serve our highest good and to keep our solar plexus chakra in balance. So, the first thing that we are going to do in part two of our video here is we're going to talk about a lovely mantra that you can use. Mantras are really, really powerful, but they do create habits if you are getting yourself to do them on a regular basis. And that's when they become the most powerful. So, this is a really intrinsic part of us creating a new habit. So, the mantra that I'd like you to consider today is I can move mountains. And what I suggest that you do with this is that every time you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this. This isn't for me. I don't know how. I don't deserve that. Or, fear starts to come up about, oh, I've never done that before. I don't even know how I would do that. As soon as you catch your mental mantra coming up for yourself, being something that is in the I can't do this, I'm fearful of this, this is for other people, not me, judging yourself, judging what the outcome's going to be before you even try doing it, right? All of those types of things that slide under the radar for us usually that we don't pay any attention to because they've just become habit, which makes us feel like they've just become who we are. That's not who you are. That is the habit that you've created on how you speak to yourself so that you can keep yourself safe. And now, what we're going to do is we're going to raise our awareness. So we start noticing when we start to speak like that to ourselves. And we're going to immediately replace that with I can move mountains. Side note, if you are loving this video as much as I know you are, then I've got a wonderful offer for you, which is a free meditation to help you with balancing your chakras. If that's of interest, just go into the description of this video and click on the link I've got for you there. So you can go ahead, download, and start watching that meditation. Part three of this video is probably the most important and also the most difficult part, which is befriending your inner critic. So, what in the world do I mean by that? Because some people, when they hear me say that, they misunderstand and think that what I mean is that you want to enjoy talking down to yourself, that you want to somehow find that that's okay to speak to yourself in that way. That's not what I mean. What I do mean, however, is that understanding that that inner critic is there for a reason, that there were series of events that happened in your life that perhaps you didn't feel that needs were getting met. For example, you have the need to be loved, to be accepted, respected, safe, to be heard, right? These are all very common needs that we all have, and they are valid. But for certain circumstances that we go through, certain people that are in our lives, whatever ends up happening as we are moving through life, sometimes we don't feel like those needs are getting met. And so we do what we feel we need to do in that moment, knowing what we know at that time, having the tools in our little handbag here and our bag of tricks that we have at that time, which maybe if we were young was not many. Maybe we didn't understand things then like we understand now. And so the way that we went about trying to meet that need made us feel like we were meeting the need. But really, what it did was kind of set us up to not actually meet the need in a way that serves us. Classic example would be having the need to have attention, which usually when I say that, people kind of roll their eyes or they'd be like, oh, because they're thinking of getting attention in a negative way because they either themselves or they know somebody who goes about doing that. And that is just them trying to meet the need to have attention. But they learned at a very young age that doing positive things did not give them attention for whatever reason, whatever was going on in their life and the people around them and how they were behaving. Right. And so what did get them attention was doing negative things. And so it was attention. So they continued to do that. It became a habit. It became part of their, what everybody else thinks is their personality. When really what it is just a habit to try to meet a need. Now, they have the illusion that the need is being met. But of course, it's not really. It's not being met in a way that serves their highest good because while they're getting attention that tells them, you can't do that. That's not appropriate. You're not good enough. Or, you've disappointed me or whatever it is, which is ultimately not going to help them meet the need to be loved and accepted and respected and safe and all the other needs. So they've met this need to get attention, but they've met it at the expense of all the others, which does not serve them. And if this is you, if you're relating to that, it doesn't serve you, but you still have the need to have that attention, right? That is valid. This is what I mean by befriending your inner critic, understanding her, understanding why she is judging, why she is trying to keep you from doing that thing over there, why she is talking down to you. It's just the way that she learned to try to keep you safe or to make you feel like you are accepted or respected or loved or whatever it is. That's how she learned to meet those needs. And now the best that you can do is understand and love her for that. Understand that that's where that's coming from, and then guide her into showing her, look, we can meet this need in a different way, in a way that serves our highest good. Now, I've got a whole nother video about your needs versus your behavior. So if this is intriguing you and you'd like to learn more about that, then just click this card up here so that you can go and watch that video now. I hope you love this video as much as I love serving you in this way. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss our next video, which is continuing with this series, talking all about what you can do working with the full moon to do your shadow work for your heart chakra.